Hello and welcome back to a very warm, sunny Sunday. And today we are down at Rye Harbour. We are right by the quayside. You can probably see a lot of fishy related nets and bits and bobs behind me. We are at Rye Fish Market, which is predominantly a fishmongers. So they go out, they catch the fish, they bring it in, they sell it to the public. But it is also recently opened, and I say recently, within the last year or two, opened a seafood bar as well. And they do outside eating. There's some inside eating as well, but predominantly outside's where you want to be on a day like today, isn't it? And they do seafood rolls, scallops, lots of really good fresh fish for you to kind of rock up, eat, have a go at. I'm very excited to do this because I love seafood. So we're going to take you in there, show you what it's all about, have some food. Should warn you, in our footage coming up, if you're a little bit squeamish, we are going to show the actual inside of the fishmongers. So there will be some footage of fish laid out on the ice. If you're not a fan of that, just be aware it's coming up because I don't want to freak anyone out. We'll see you at our little table with some food. So we have ordered our food now. I've got my little food ordering token and a ginger beer, which is delicious. It is super busy here today. I think the nice weather has brought people out. The tables are actually all full at the moment, so we may end up kind of sitting a little bit away from the main seating area purely because there is nowhere to sit. Hopefully that means it's going to be good. The menu, there was a lot of things to choose from, but I went for the spider crab, hand-picked spider crab with broccoli and... do you know what? I've already forgotten what else it was. Hand-picked spider crab with broccoli and something. And Wayne has gone for some salt and chili prawns. We are just waiting for them to turn up now. It smells amazing here. That is a really good vibe. Yeah, it just feels like a really nice, vibrant, lively place to be. And if you like seafood, you probably want to check it out. But I'll reserve judgment on that until we've eaten the food and let you know at the end if it is worth checking out. Roll on the food. Lucky number 3. So my dinner has arrived and it is hand-picked, I'm going to say this again because I couldn't remember earlier, hand-picked spider crab with grilled broccoli and an anchovy and chili dressing. There you go. It's easier to remember when it's sat right in front of you. I'm going to get some lemon onto it. I like the way it looks. It's looking very inviting. See little bits of chili on there. Broccoli is looking good. Broccoli is an acceptable vegetable. A rare thing for me to find an acceptable vegetable, but broccoli is one of those. First opinion, it is smelling really good. It looks really fresh. This napkin's going to blow away. You can sit under there. Don't knock the drink over. Let's dig in, just try some crab on its own to begin with, just to see what the flavour of that is like. And that's got a really nice flavour. Crab doesn't necessarily have the strongest flavour to me, but that is tasting good. These are crispy onions. I got a couple of them in my mouthful. Let's go in for some tender stem broccoli. Try that on its own as well. Lovely bright green colour. And it tastes really good. got a nice crunch to it. You can see the charring just here on the stem. So not a huge amount of charring, but there is charring on there. I'm guessing it's been cooked and then maybe blanched in cold water to retain that nice green colour. Or perhaps I'm just talking out of my backside. But I would say it looks like it's been cooked and then blanched to retain that green. Let's get a bite of everything together. Now, wooden cutlery, great for the planet. Never the easiest thing for me personally to eat with. I find it a little bit fiddly. I'll get there in the end. Let's get everything in one. So that is good. The chilli, although I can see it on there, it's not coming through overly. I wouldn't say it has got the chilli kick that I would expect from seeing the chilies on there. I guess perhaps the chilies have been de-seeded because there's no visible chili seeds and there is no real heat to it. The crab is nice and sweet and does taste very, very fresh. Really enjoying the crab. The anchovy dressing is quite strong. It's adding a nice flavour. Is it taking away from the crab a little bit? Possibly, because crab is such a delicate flavour that when you put another stronger flavour on top of it, it is easy to quickly start to take away from that crabby flavour. But overall, a nice dish. Not my absolute favourite dish that we've had on this channel so far, but it is nice. The crab is really good. I just think possibly that anchovy dressing is a tad too strong. Yeah, maybe a tad too strong. But overall, good, and I'm going to finish my portion, that's for sure. Let's test out Wayne's chili tiger prawns. So here we have Wayne's salt and chili prawns with a little wedge of lime. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little, well actually they're not that little, 5 good sized prawns here, grinning at me from their little bamboo dish. I'm sorry, Mr. Prawn, you're going to be mutilated. Let's get right in there, twist off that head, twist off. Oh, I think the tail's already there. Right, get rid of that bit there. Let's pop it in one go, see what we make of it. Oh yeah, licking your fingers afterwards is always one of the best bits. So inelegant, but so worth doing. I can taste the salt on those. Again, the chilli, to me, it's there, but it's not strong. Definitely not overpowering. Possibly slightly more of a chilli kick than my dish had, but the salt is more tasteable than the chilli is. The prawn itself is nice and juicy, a nice crunch to it from the outside, obviously being barbecued, charred. It's got a nice crisp to it, but the prawn itself is soft, tasty, and very delicious. I want to eat more, but I'm not going to eat more because they are Wayne's. I made my choice, he made his. It's not really fair if I eat another one, is it? Unless I distract him and just pretend that he only had 4 on his plate to begin with. No, I'll leave him his 4 there. I'm going to give them back to him now. Good prawns, really happy with those. They are very good. Again, not super chilly, but very tasty nonetheless. I'm going to take my food back now, get back to my crab, and let Wayne enjoy his prawns. Now, this napkin is definitely needed. So we finish up our food now and come out to the car park area just because it was still really, really busy in there when we left and there was people waiting for tables. So we gave away our table, we've come out to the car park and we're now going to sum up our food. I should also mention on the menu as well, because I don't think I went through what was on the menu. There was a fish roll, there was a scallop roll with samphire, chili prawns, you could buy chips as well, and just a very small but nice selection of seafood related items. I think there was one meat dish which was a venison roll, but other than that it was predominantly seafood, which is what you would expect. Overall today I was happy with our food. There was a couple of little niggles with my dish. Rye's also really popular for motorbikes, especially on weekends and bank holidays when the weather's nice. So that is what you can hear hurtling along behind me right now. I was going to wait for them to pass, but they're just kind of constantly going, so I'm just going to have to try and talk while they're there. A couple of little niggles with my dish. The chilli really didn't come through. That chilli flavour really wasn't strong enough for my liking, and I don't like loads of chilli, but it just wasn't there. The anchovy was a nice flavour. I like anchovies, but again, it was slightly overpowering that crab, especially towards the bottom where it kind of sunk down to the bottom of the dish. It did get slightly stronger as I got to the bottom of my dish, and it was verging on overpowering. I also thought that my dish was slightly overpriced. I paid £14 for my dish. I think that is a little bit steep. I know it is all fresh and I know it is brought in, they've been out, they've caught it, they've brought it in, but it is just slightly expensive for my liking. Wayne's dish, however, I really liked. Again, couldn't really taste the chilli. They had a nice crisp on them, the salt taste was really good. Wasn't too strong on the chilli, but the prawns themselves were delicious. And I actually preferred Wayne's dish to mine, which seems to be happening a lot lately. Maybe I should let him order for me instead, because I might end up with something I prefer. So overall today, I want to rate the two dishes separately before we give an overall rating, because it is quite different. For my dish, I personally would only give it a 7. For the reasons mentioned, a little bit expensive and the flavours didn't quite come through. Also, there was a lot of crispy onions on there, which weren't even advertised as being on there. I like crispy onions and they did add a very much needed crunch to my dish, but they weren't mentioned on the menu, which I think is a little bit of an oversight. If you are selling a dish that has got a lot of crispy onions, at least tell people they're there before they order, in case I don't like crispy onions. Luckily I do. So my dish, a 7. Wayne's dish, really liked that. His 5 prawns were £8, which I think is kind of the average price for something like that. When you buy the king prawns raw, they're generally at least £1 each anyway, and then you think they've got to cook them, they've got the rent on the building, they've got the staff to pay. So I think £8 for Wayne's prawns was fair, and they were delicious. So I would probably rate Wayne's prawns a 9 overall. So I think for our rating today, we'll just smack those two together. We'll give it an overall 8, and it's definitely worth a visit, especially on a nice sunny day. But I would recommend perhaps going with the prawns rather than the crab. Or try the scallop roll. I did deeply regret not having the scallop roll when I saw other people's scallop rolls. So if you like scallops, perhaps give that one a go. That's all for now. If you like our channel, please do give us a like, give us a subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you find out when our next videos are on. And leave us a comment if you have got anything at all that you fancy saying. Let us know what your favourite kind of seafood is, and let us know if you have ever been to the Rye Fish Market or anywhere similar. That is all. I shall see you at another table another time.